Hi all, welcome to the Marquee Matchups no risk video for the 20th of January. Plenty of routes to keep yourselves covered for the no risk method. As always, if we can smash the likes would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GIsaLegend. All the links are down below for playlists on the channel and social media links as always. So plenty of routes that fall into the no risk bracket this week, which is really helpful and hopefully get yourself some plenty of profit. So the first route that didn't feature in the initial video earlier in the day is the Lokeren versus Ghent game. Now Ghent have quite a few players that fall into the no risk bracket. You can buy Neto, you can buy De Jager, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and there's also the rares as well that you can buy. So the good thing is, if this route was to become a sneaky route, which could quite happen, it is a late in the week game for what I gather, it could happen, and I would say there's plenty of players within the league you can buy. So you can have, right away you could have 4 players within the team of Asite, Asari, Neto and De Jager, and that's you well and truly covered. And with packs being opened in a big abundance just now, the rares especially are being bought for 600. So that's that route covered of the Lokeren versus Ghent. Then for the championship, there is plenty to keep yourselves covered for, which is always useful with the league. And Fulham themselves have quite a few non-rare players in the form of Sigurdsson, Cabano and Scott Parker. These guys, I get these guys very often for 300, and like Sigurdsson especially, I tend to get him quite often. Cabano is quite useful with the African Cup of Nations starting today. They may do an SBC still with that. I'm hoping to do, because I've put that much coins into it. That's kind of like my big investing. But the league as a whole for the championship, as always I've said, you can buy practically the whole league and you're well and truly covered. QPR, however, don't have anyone that falls into that no risk bracket. But because there's a couple games I'm covering in the championship, the lucky thing is that Liam Bridcut of Leeds falls into that no risk bracket. He's one of these players you can buy pretty often for 300 coins, especially in open bid, and you're practically covered. But as always, we'll cover quite a lot of the league as usual. I probably should have covered the Pro League a little bit with the non-rares and the rares that you can buy. But I feel if Ghent is an option, you've already bought practically 4 players for the team. So keep that in mind if you can invest in the Lokeren Ghent route as well, with more of the non-rares and the rares that are fall into that no risk bracket, if you wish to invest in it. I'm not personally, because I don't think it will happen, but it could be a sneaky route that they throw in. But as I'm just ploughing through with the championship, buying up most of the league, so many players that you can buy as usual. The good thing is, I'm noticing every time if I'm buying these players for 300 coins, the minimum I'm always selling them for is 400, 450. If the team is being featured, if the game I've featured at all is a possibility, if someone else has mentioned it in videos, then I've noticed the price just suddenly doubles up quite nicely, doubles or trebles, and it's a good way of selling up early just to get some guaranteed profit. And I will feature a when to sell video as well this week. I feel it would be good to kind of update a lot of people, especially the Christmas and January folk that have got the game. There's a lot of new folk I'm noticing are a bit unsure of trading, so I thought I'll do a when to sell video as well. So that's the championship well and truly covered. So from there, you want to then focus through practically Spain and Italy next. There's plenty to cover with. So with the no risk in the BBVA, you've got Hernandez, you've got Thomas. Now both of these you can get for 300. I find a little bit a difficulty in getting them both for 300, but I feel with these players especially, you want to be bidding quite a few at a time. Like Bilbao will have no one at all that falls into no risk, and Villarreal and Valencia don't have anyone that falls into that no risk bracket. With the Bundesliga, the good thing is Red Bull Leipzig have Naby Keita. He's the only non-rare player, but then when you fall to the rare bracket, you have Timo Werner. Now Timo Werner is like practically impossible just now to get for 600, no matter what you try, but I will show it in the video. I'll show that you try to bid for him. With the non-rares within the Eintracht Frankfurt, you have Hasebe and Fabian. Both you can get quite often for 300, which is handy. And I will show that there is no one in the no risk bracket for Eintracht Frankfurt that is a rare player. And Red Bull, I'll just show you. Timo Werner, I can bid quite a few for 600, and that's he goes for about 700-800 coins, and there's nothing else I can do about it. So I can keep trying bid for him. I'll not get him. It's just the way the market's going. With the Serie A, you've got Rog, you've got Maggio. Both of these players, if you can get them for 300, you're laughing, because I feel they're hard enough to buy for 300, but they're both, the most you generally have to pay for these players anyway, I've noticed just now, is 350. 400 you readily see put on bids for. That Rog on Catalyst, I'm hoping I can nab that. Be good to see what it sells for if I don't get it. Like Ligue 1, plenty as usual to keep yourselves covered. Bordeaux have quite a few non-rares like Toure, Sabali and Morris, Beeley, so you're well and truly covered for the non-rares. And just now, they're hard enough to buy. If you can get them for 300, you're laughing, but they're hard enough to buy due to the Ligue 1 SBC that's still keep ongoing. Toulouse, you've got Dunmaz. I can get him for 300. It's hard enough getting him for 300. I think because he's Swedish as well doesn't help the cause. Then the last pile of routes you want to keep yourself covered with is Braga and Guimarães. Braga have Javan and Wilson Eduardo, but just now with a few of these players, they're hard enough to buy. Like with Dunmaz, for example, when I showed him, you can't really get them for 300 now. Before the SBC for Player of the Month went live, you could get them, but Alex and Aurelio you can buy as well. So plenty to keep yourselves covered for this week. Let me know in the comments down below what routes you're going for no risk. So smash the likes as always, follow me on Twitter, and I will catch you all later, guys.